just like the good old times. Always used to make me a coffee in the morning. He's never too big, are you, Yatesy?
No. What do you want, Dawes?
Can you remember what I had? Cappuccino?
Cappuccino.
Sprinkles on top. How much has this changed? The whole place.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Incredible.
Give you a Forest branded one.
Yeah, tricky trees, look at that. Look at this.
Come on.
Yatesy loves his coffee, don't you?
I do like a coffee,
You still all
yeah.
go out for a coffee?
Yeah, me and the boys, yeah. Me, Morgs, Woody, El, Nico.
Yeah.
Got a bit of a coffee club, yeah.
Good,
It's good.
good crew.
It's a bit of an art, this, you know. I have to focus.
Hey, look, I'm going to come and have a look at this. How much milk have you put in, Yatesy?
Said you wanted a cappuccino.
Gee whiz! It's like you've been milking a cow, man.
What do you want, a little love art, though? So
Yeah,
what?
look at this.
Oh
my word!
I've done better.
Costa, you're done. You're going out of business. This is magnificent. I feel like royalty.
You're royalty,
I feel
lad.
like royalty coming back here and getting a coffee made by Ryan Yates. Well, Yatesy, here we are. 4 years after I left this building, I've come back. You've made me one of the best cups of coffee I have had. It's great to see you, mate.
And you.
Aye,
Top
4
man.
years
How
on.
is it? You enjoying it?
Oh, very good.
Good.
Oh,
Yeah?
magnificent.
Quality.
Magnificent. Well, 4 years on, can you believe when I met you in this picture that everyone is going to see? How old were you there?
17, I think, then. Apprentice. Second year.
And you're 27 now.
Yeah.
You look no different. Like everyone else at home.
I do. You don't so much.
Well, I feel different. So
You feel different.
that was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, Yatesy. Could you believe at that time, when I give you that award, that we would be sharing a dressing room together, we would be playing together, and probably people out there don't realise that me and Simon Ireland give you your debut at Reading.
You did, yeah. God, that seems so long ago now. I was itching to get on. I remember warming up right next to you, both saying, "Go on, get me on for 5 minutes." Yeah, God, it's just gone so quickly. The transformation of the club, especially since we got to the Prem, it's been crazy on and off the pitch.
Could you ever have thought back then that you would be now captain of this football club in the Premier League?
Back then, it was obviously so far away. I think you always have them dreams, but you know, there's just so much to come. I was just sort of trying to get a shirt at that point, trying to train with the first team. But yeah, through the investment of the owner, bringing in quality players, investing in the club, the training ground. Yeah, we've gone on a journey that we're still on, and yeah, it's very exciting.
Anyway, let's look back to the promotion year of that day at Wembley. You're the last man standing from that squad. How does that make you feel with the turnover of players coming in and you still being the main man here?
Main man now. I just think I've just taken each season as it's come. Obviously spoke a lot about the promotion and how amazing that was, but then you have to quickly transition into Premier League football. Obviously stayed up just 2 seasons in a row, and then obviously we naturally signed a lot of players. Huge competition, but I think that's why we've grown and developed into a really strong outfit. And
now to be 227 games in, and Morgan Gibbs-White is the next closest to you with, let me just check, 102. That is remarkable. That must make you feel proud that you've seen the turnover of players, but you're still here and leading the team out with the armband.
Yeah, it does. It's a lot of pride, but knowing you just got to be at your absolute best every time you step on the field for training or a game, and I feel like there's more development from me and the team, and yeah, it's very exciting the way we're going.
Do you feel more pressure with being a captain?
I feel more responsibility. As I learned from you from a young age, I think you've got to take that responsibility, that extra, a little bit of pressure, as you say, to, do even more than you thought was possible from yourself.
Do you have any experienced players in the dressing room that have sort of helped you? Because you're still 27, there's still older players in there. Do you have a senior committee?
Yeah, I think, honestly, ever since, say we've been in the Premier League, there's been so many experienced players come and go. There's still the likes of Bolly, Chris Wood, etc. who's still here, but yeah, there's been so many who, you just take little bits and pieces off, like Ewan Ben Watson a few years ago.
And Grabs, I bumped into Grabs out there. He's now gone on to the other side of coaching. Wow, incredible. I've just had a tour of this training ground. It's blown my mind how it was 4 years ago and how it's been revamped and how things are still looking to improve. Is there a buzz every day coming into the training ground?
Yeah, I feel obviously a lot of lads have come in and they've only seen this.
Well, I was speaking to Nuno. It's funny. I was speaking to Nuno upstairs and that's all he's known. He wasn't here when it was not to the level it is now.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, for likes of myself, it's trying to not get carried away and realise what it's taken to get this sort of stuff at the football club, but also giving you the motivation that it was like this and this is why we've done it, and you just want to push for more and more because you know what it's like on the other side, and it's fine margins that make the big difference.
At the start of the season, you touch on the other side when you've been fighting relegation for 2 seasons. What was the target at the start of this season?
I think it was just to be better. I think whether that be individually, collectively, as a club, I feel like we've signed some really, really good players who have bedded in straight away and helped the team a lot. Having the manager have a full pre-season with all of us, touch wood, the injuries have been really good as well, and full credit to the medical staff and everyone involved in that. And I think it's just been a culmination of everything coming together really nicely.
How was Nuno? I look at your group of players and it's quite young. You look at Nico Williams, you look at Morgan Gibbs-White, you look at Alanga, you look at yourself. I mean, there's players that Nuno is getting the best out of these. How does he do it? How has he got you for 2 seasons? You've been looking over your shoulder for relegation, and now you're on the verge of Champions League football. How has he managed it?
I think he's just been super consistent. Since the moment he walked through the door, he gave us the belief to maximise ourselves as individuals, and then slowly we've formed a really good bond on and off the pitch.
2 players that I really enjoy watching is Elliot Anderson, Morgan Gibbs-White. Yeah. Does Nuno give them the freedom just to go out and play and roam and pick up positions?
I'll be honest, I think before anything, they have them 2 individuals. They do have defensive responsibilities. We always build from the back. We start with Matt Sells in goal to Woody. We all defend as a unit, and they have their defensive responsibilities. But they have a lot of quality on the ball going forward, and with players like that, you can't hold them back. You gotta let them play with freedom and make sure sometimes if they go off, then things are balanced nicely behind.
Let the reins go.
Exactly. Yeah.
You touched on Chris Wood there. 18 Premier League goals this season. Do you think I could have marked him?
I don't think you could have.
Yes, no way.
He's on fire, and I've spoke about this every time it's come up, that his work rate for the team, he puts that before himself, his goals. And Jay's he's fantastic to play with, and a real leader and so humble and such a great pro as well.
You've talked about the progression of this football club in a short space of time, but now the chance to be playing European football, is that talked about in the building?
I think it is a little bit. Naturally, there's not loads and loads of games left, but we know how ruthless and difficult the Premier League is. Every team poses different challenges, as we saw last week against Fulham. Totally different opposition this week with Newcastle, and I feel like we just have to focus on our performances, and we've obviously done really well in certain aspects, but we need to continue that because we know how difficult it is to get 3 points.
Is that something that Nuno looks at when he's setting you up as a team? So you're going to Newcastle, you've got Isak, who is arguably one of the best strikers in the Premier League. Do you think, right, how are we going to nullify their strengths and we're going to take advantage?
Yeah, I think so. I think mainly we look at how we can, impose ourselves on the game. But of course you have to respect the opposition and individuals because, like you say, Isak is a fantastic player, and I'm sure he'll be one we need to keep a close eye on.
Well, I remember, Yatesy, when Forest were last in Europe, 1995. I was in the Trent End watching them. Could that dream be coming back?
Why not? I feel like as players we have to believe as much as anybody that we can do it. But we know, like I said there, we know how much hard work it's going to take, and game by game we'll see where we are with 3 or 4 to go. But why can't we get excited, and why can't the fans believe?
That, I get asked every week if Forest are going to be in Europe. with 13 games to go, I've got your back, mate.
Those.
Love
Top
it.
man.
Top man. Keep up the good work.